he will move one space to Cosa. This allows him to intercept north or northeast, should Hannibal come across the mountains there. Carthage will play Epidemic, a 2-ops card. When opposing army must roll on the attrition table. He will choose Varro's army. Varro currently has 9 units with him, and will roll on the 7 to 9 column of the attrition table. He rolls a 1, which causes 1 unit loss, leaving him with 8 units. Rome will play a 2-ops card to add 2 political control markers. Carthage will then play Pestilence, which is very much like Epidemic, but adds a +1 die roll modifier, and will again target Varro. Varro again rolls a 1, which becomes a 2 on the 7 to 9, which loses 1 combat unit, leaving him with 7. Rome will play a Force March card for 3 operations points. The Force March card allows any general to move up to 6 spaces. They will instead play it as a 3 operations card, and will add 1 unit to Varro's army. So a 3 operations card can be traded in for 1 combat unit. Carthage will now move Hannibal with a 1 operations card, move him south across the mountains, and roll for attrition. It's a -2 die modifier for moving across mountains that are not the Alps. Hannibal rolls a 5 on the 10+ column. With a -2 means he loses 2 units. Leaving him with 8 units. Rome will attempt to intercept. Since Varro's combat rating is a 1, he needs to roll a 1 or less, and fails. Next, Hannibal will move into combat with Varro. In battle, you deal out battle cards equal to the combat strength of your general, the number of units with him, and the number of allies in that area. We are fighting in Italy, so Varro receives 1 card for his battle rating, 8 cards for the number of combat units with him, and 2 cards for allies in Italy, which is the maximum a Roman general can receive in Italy. Hannibal receives 1, 2, 3, 4 cards for his battle rating, 8 cards for the combat units with him, and 1 card for Gallia Cisalpania for allies. Hannibal will attempt a elephant charge with his 2 elephant units. If it succeeds, the Roman general will have to discard battle cards. In order to succeed, it must be greater than the enemy general's battle rating. He rolls a 2, which is greater than a 1. With 2 elephant units, the Roman general removes 2 battle cards. Hannibal, as the attacker, plays first. The combat cards come in 6 varieties, and generally you want to play the one you have the most of. It looks like Hannibal has quite a few flank lefts, so he will start with a flank left. Rome must counter this with another flank left. Rome, unfortunately, does not have a flank left, and so automatically loses the battle. As he has lost the battle after one round, both armies roll on the attrition table for 1. First Carthage, rolling a 3, which is no loss. Then Rome, rolling a 5, which is no loss. Then Varro must retreat up to 4 spaces in order to get back to a home space. He will retreat 2 spaces into Rome and roll on the retreat table. As he has 5 units or more with him, he will roll on the 5 plus CU column. And he rolls a 1, losing only 1 unit. Quite a successful battle for the Romans, actually. The turn is over, and we once again calculate how many areas each power controls. Area control has not changed. Hannibal, being on his own political control marker, is in supply and will not need to roll on the attrition table. And so we add reinforcements now. The Romans receive 5 again. We'll give 3 to Varro for a total of 10, and give the other 2 also to Varro, so that we have some in Rome. Carthage, we will give 1 to Hannibal, 2 to Hasdrubal, and 1 to Hanno. Next we find out who our Roman consuls will be next turn. We have Nero, Gaius Nero, who will replace Varro. And we have Flaminius, who will replace Paulus. Each general has a special ability they may use. The 2 generals Rome has now, Gaius Flaminius, if someone chooses to evade combat, he may follow on a roll of 1 to 4 instead of a roll of 1 or 2. And Nero may be moved 6 spaces when activated with a campaign card. The game ends when Rome captures Carthage, when Carthage captures Rome, or when one of the powers cannot remove any more political control markers. Say, for instance, that Carthage had captured most of Italy. We now come to the turn interface, and we find that Rome controls only 1 area of political interest. Carthage controls the other 17. Therefore, Rome must remove 16 political control markers. As they have fewer than 16 political control markers on the board, in fact they only have 7, they sue for peace and Carthage wins. If you reach the end of the game, whoever has the most political areas, control over the most political areas wins. On turn 6, Scipio Africanus becomes the Roman proconsul, and he's as good a general as Hannibal. Sieges occur when one power sieges the walled city or a square marker of the other power. They roll on the siege table and add that number of siege points and lose that number of combat units. Once a city has accrued 3 siege points, that city has fallen and will flip to the other side.